Now, the final thing I look at is faith determines the life you live. Very fundamental, it does. And I'll tell you why. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about life. We all have to go through life. It's a journey. And on this journey, it gets hard, very hard for some people. And for others, it may be easy. But God has provided us in the Bible some ways in which we can navigate life and we can get the best out of it. And our God is so good. He has put a lot of motivation in the Bible that I endorse on this channel. So if you're interested in learning about what is in the Bible and how to use it to apply to your life to grow spiritually, click the subscribe button to join the community here. And just be a part of the community. You can like, share, and you can also comment. I love to hear from you. So today I'm going to talk about faith. I'm introducing you to this Christian concept. It's not only a Christian concept, it is something we all can relate to. Having faith, trusting something, even though you don't know the future, you can't see the outcome right now, but you trust it. That is having faith. Now the Bible did tell us what faith is. Hebrews 11 verse 1 explains to us what faith is. It says faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So here in explaining it, we have faith in God even though we do not see Him. Now in looking at it in a different way, a different perspective, me going through life, I can use faith to navigate it by putting my faith and my trust in God. The author here in Hebrews is actually saying to us that godly faith is basically putting our trust in God. And what we have seen of God's nature and character should lead us to trust Him. And the trusting Him will lead us to obedience to Him. Now in this video, I'll be giving you 3 lessons from faith that you can use to navigate through this life we go through. It's hard. And the Bible, as I say, gives us this type of motivation. So the first lesson is that faith goes hand in hand with action. In James chapter 2 verse 26, it says, faith without works is dead. And in understanding this, it is plain as day. Having faith and trust without putting out any action or any effort will come up pointless. To say that you have faith in something and to show that you have faith in something is different. You always hear the phrase, action speaks louder than words. And even here in our Christian journey, being ambassadors for Jesus Christ, if I say I am an ambassador for Jesus Christ, I have to show, my actions should tell you by looking at me that I'm an ambassador for Jesus Christ. Now let us take it deeper than that. If you want to accomplish something in life, and I'm going to stick to spiritual growth and development, if you want to draw closer to God, if you want to make it to heaven, if you want to be at that place on the straight and narrow path, the path of righteousness, faith is necessary, because what you will do, you will believe that God can help you to get there, and then you will work towards getting there. So you believing in God that He will help you, then you working, doing the things that ought to be done in order to get to that place. Now, take for example, you want to know more about God. So in knowing more about God, you want to read His word regularly. So you would act upon that. So you would say, okay, I'll be reading the Bible every day, and you'll set aside a time, and every single day you will get better at it. And then we would even go into a different interpretation of it out of spirituality, go into something practical. If you would like to get some good grades, you have to study, work along with it. If you like to become an athlete, you would have to work on your physical development. And there are a lot of things that I know you might have wanted to accomplish in life. I know we all have dreams and goals, and in accomplishing them, we have to work at them. And that is how we would get to where we want to go. Now, the second lesson is that faith can be developed. We all are different, and my faith and your faith may be different. You might have a stronger faith than me, but this is assurance, this is hope. It says faith can be developed. Even in God, when we're just starting out on our Christian journey, or faith in God, it is little. It is not that much because we're just starting out on God. We don't know God, but after we've seen Him work, we can develop a stronger faith in Him. A perfect biblical example for this is David, little boy David, shepherd boy. We saw when he was out there looking after his sheep, he had to protect his sheep, fight off those lions and those wild animals that came to eat the sheep, and he got that practice. And he developed that bravery. And we saw where he stood up against a giant, a little boy standing up against a giant. His faith grew to the point where he could face a giant. In our lives, I know there are giants, there are fears, there are obstacles that we want to overcome. And we might say, oh, I can't do it, I can't get it done. But with the help of God, it can be done if we apply faith and we grow that faith. In speaking about how people ever came to believe in Jesus Christ, Paul said in Romans chapter 10 and verse 17, so faith comes from hearing, that is, hearing the good news of Jesus Christ. So in coming to believe in Jesus Christ, hearing the word would have been what led you to believe in God. Did you know that what you hear affects your faith? Have you ever believed in something and because of what somebody said, you stopped believing in it? Have that ever happened to you? What you hear causes you to develop faith. This is also a factor. If you're hearing about salvation, salvation is good news. God has promised us bliss. God has promised us eternal life, happiness, a place where we can call home, no more death, no more pain. God has proven Himself in the past. God, we can see His work everywhere in the world, even in our bodies, how intricate we were created. We're seeing all of that. And because we heard it. Somebody might have preached it to us and we can say, okay, I can believe in God. I can really have faith and trust in God. And that will lead you to have faith. Now look at a different part of your life. If you want to excel in school and you have persons around you always saying, okay, you can do this. Ruth, you will succeed. Ruth, you will make it in life. That's good. It helps your faith to believe in yourself. But if you stay around people who always tell you that you will never ever make it to anything and you will fail and you will not come to anything, it will affect your faith. I'm not saying it indefinitely will, because we know of situations where persons actually are motivated by that sort of attitude from people, by negative energy. But not everyone will be motivated by negative energy, especially when it comes on to things very fundamental in our lives. So it is very important that we do self-talk. Talk to yourselves positively. Have positive energy coming through. Say, I will make it. I will not fail. And even in our spiritual journey, I will make it to heaven because I will do whatever it takes to get there. Now, the final thing I look at is faith determines the life you live. Very fundamental. It does. And I'll tell you why. And here I'm building on the first lesson I tell you. Did you remember? Faith goes hand in hand with action. That's what I'm building on for this one. Think about it. It is our actions in life that greatly determines what we get out of it. So if faith is required for us to take action, it simply means that faith determines the life we live. The Israelites lacked faith. They did not believe that God would have brought them into the land that he promised them. And we saw that disappointment. We saw what they did to God when they reached the edge of Canaan to go over. They doubted God and they did not have faith in God. And we saw where they missed out on that promised land. We ought to continue to keep our faith in God. We saw those situations where those persons, they missed out on their big break because they failed to trust God. Let us learn these lessons of faith from the Bible. Indeed, there is motivation in the Bible for our spiritual growth and development, and there's motivation in the Bible for us to live a full life where we can enjoy ourselves without indulging in any form of sin. Do not let a lack of faith cause you to miss out on the beautiful, better life that God has prepared for you. I implore you today to believe in God, to trust him, to set your goals and your aspirations, and to have faith in God, to work on them, and the determinant will be wonderful for you here on earth and in heaven to come. I thank you all for watching this video. If it has brought value to your life, subscribe to the channel because there's more to come about growing your spiritual life. Not only just our spiritual life, but living a full life and preparing ourselves for heaven, because that's where Jesus promises that he will take us. If you're new, don't leave without subscribing and liking and leaving a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching this episode. My name is Ruth, and I bring you spiritual growth and development tips here on YouTube. So do subscribe. I say that a lot, but join the community so we can be a big loving family here on YouTube. And I'll meet you again very soon. Bye.